This case is filled with celebrities, fame, glitz, glamour. But beneath all that fame lies something dangerous, or should I say someone dangerous. Hollywood is not always a place that makes all your dreams come true. Sometimes Hollywood can be your worst nightmare. Let's find out right now. Happy Wicked Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that y'all like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. I hope y'all have a beverage. I hope y'all have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best, and y'all are ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And I just want to tell y'all that I'm back. I did take a month off. I was going through some health issues, but now I'm feeling much better. I'm very happy to be back. I missed y'all so much. I missed everything. I missed the comments. I missed the messages. I missed how much y'all love me and y'all praise me and y'all tell me that you know, the requests that y'all give me and the love that y'all send me and asking me if I'm okay. I absolutely love it. I actually have my own beverage today, water, because I'm trying to stay hydrated, and I want y'all to do the same thing. Make sure y'all drinking tons of water. Make sure y'all exercising. Make sure y'all getting that ticker up, and y'all are ready to have a great day. Today, we are going to discuss someone that I had never heard about, which is weird because, as a lot of y'all may know or may not know, my favorite place, well, my favorite two places in the world are Hollywood, California, and Miami, Florida. And y'all can mark my word, in 5 or 10 years, I will be living in Miami, Florida. I absolutely love California and Florida, but my heart's really set on Florida. But this case that I'm covering today is a case that I never heard of, but it's really crazy and scary. You know, we all think that serial killers have this profile, and we all think we're supposed to be looking for these Charles Manson looking people or these Jeffrey Dahmer people that are just weird, but they're not all like that. And like I always tell y'all, serial killers can be your next door neighbor. And this one has a nickname of the Hollywood Ripper and the boy next door. Today, we are going to be talking about the Hollywood Ripper, Michael Thomas Gargiulo. Michael Thomas Gargiulo was born on February 15th, 1976 in Glenview, Illinois. He was absolutely the boy next door. But I'm just going to tell y'all this right now. He was the boy next door. He was good looking. He was good in sports. He was doing his thing. But while he was doing his thing and being popular or doing whatever he had to do, y'all, he beat up his father. He broke a banquet table over his sister's back. I'm not talking about a nightstand. I'm talking about a huge banquet table. He had a violent streak. I'm not saying that you should go break a nightstand over anybody's back, but this is an aggressive man at such a young age, beating up his father in high school and breaking tables over his sister's back. This was a guy that was very violent at a very young age, and y'all gonna see throughout this video how much of an impact all of that violence made on his life. And we're going to fast forward to February 21st of 2001. Ashley Ellerin is a 22-year-old fashion student living in Hollywood, California. She is gorgeous, beautiful, heartwarming, sweet, nice, loving, loves to have fun, has tons of friends, loves throwing parties. And on February 21st of 2001, she had a date. Not just any date. She was ready to go out with Hollywood celebrity Ashton Kutcher. And we all know Ashton Kutcher from that 70s show. He was just kind of rising at that time in 2001. Ashton and Ashley were going to a Grammys after party. Ashton called Ashley to tell her that he was running late. He was going to be a couple of hours late. She didn't answer. So he went to her house to pick her up. Her car was there. The lights were on. She never answered the door. He kind of peeked in, leaned in to see, God, is she home? What's going on? He noticed there was a huge red stain on the floor, and he said that he knew Ashley would throw these parties. He thought it was a wine stain. He didn't think anything of it. He said, God, I guess I just got stood up. I don't know about y'all. Ashton Kutcher and I have a date. Knowing me, I would be waiting on the front porch all pretty. I don't care if he was 2, 3, 4 hours late. The next day, I'll probably still be waiting on the porch. But you know what I mean? But he thought that he was just stood up. He didn't think anything of it. The last thing he thought was that Ashley at that time was no longer with us. And the next day, Ashley's roommate walked in to find 22-year-old fashion student Ashley Ellerin deceased. It looks like she had just taken a shower. Her curling iron was out. There was blood everywhere. This was not just a regular, scene. This was a very bloody scene, and the body was posed. It was very traumatic for this roommate. And it looked like that there was no forced entry. There was nothing taken. There was like $300 or $400 cash sitting there. There was jewelry. Nothing was taken from the house. There was no SA, which I'm going to stop right there. No SA. Ashley was stabbed over 47 times, and 12 of the wounds were so deeply penetrated. There was defense wounds all over. She fought for her life. But the reason why I'm going to pause right here is maybe y'all can help me, because as y'all know, I'm just learning this. I'm just starting this. I'm learning different things about serial killers. But when I hear that there's no sexual assault, when I hear there's a stabbing with no sexual assault, it means, in my opinion, that it shows a lot of power. Because as we all know, a stabbing is very personal. You over someone, you watching their life come out of them. It is very up close and personal. But when I hear that that's the only thing the person did, the only thing the person did was stab them and kill them. There was no sexual assault. There was no robbery. There was nothing taken. It makes me wonder, what was the purpose of this? Did this killer just want their victim out of their life? Did they want them gone? But to be so obsessed with someone, to look at someone and wonder, why are you killing this person? What is the reason? And it brings me to one word, which is power, which is absolute power over this person. Now, for Ashley to have been stabbed over 47 times and almost decapitated, it looks like there was some type of rage, some type of, desire for her to be gone from this earth. And what I've learned throughout the years of stabbing is, the force that has to take place when stabbing someone, which is a lot of anger and rage, which just, it drives me crazy knowing that someone can do that to someone just for no reason, no apparent reason. Who would want this beautiful 22-year-old fashion student dead? Now, her property manager, it was said they had a little brief, affair, encounter. Supposedly he had a girlfriend, but he was with Ashley until 8 o'clock that night, the night that she was supposed to go out with Ashton. He said that he was with Ashley until 8 o'clock that night. And He left her. She was fine. She was going to take a shower. She was going to get ready for her date. So police at first maybe thought that he had something to do with it. Maybe the property manager was jealous because she had a date with Ashton Kutcher and maybe he did something. But he was eliminated. He had an alibi. Ashton was eliminated. He had an alibi. There was no DNA. They couldn't figure out who did this to this beautiful, beautiful, sweet, innocent girl. But her friend said there was this guy, and she called him Mike the furnace guy. He was just infatuated with Ashley. And how they met was she had a flat tire. He stopped to help, but he never lifted a finger. He was just staring at Ashley the whole time, saying that he fixed furnaces. That's why she called him Mike the furnace guy. He started showing up at her house unannounced, would just walk in, showing up at parties, calling. He was obsessed with Ashley. And there was a dog park. Remember I told y'all to remember about the dog park? In between kind of the street and Ashley's house. And it was said that Mike, the furnace guy, Mike Gargiulo, would sit in that dog park with no dog and watch Ashley's bungalow. And get this, after Ashley Ellerin was murdered, Mike Gargiulo was never seen again around the area. He just disappeared. Let's rewind to August of 1993. Police reopened up a case that happened in Cook County. 18-year-old Tricia Carpaccio was murdered on the front steps of her home as she had her keys in her hands going into her house. She was murdered. Whoever murdered her was so strong that whenever they grabbed her arm, they almost pretty much broke it. She was stabbed in the chest, in the stomach, in the arm. A very violent, brutal attack. She was stabbed 12 times. And you know what? Her parents found her the next morning, still clutching her keys at the front steps of her house. So whoever murdered Tricia Carpaccio was, again, filled with rage, filled with anger, upset over something. Was this person obsessed with Tricia? To go to a house and look at this beautiful 18-year-old girl who's just walking into her home after a late night. She was about to go off to college. She was having fun with her friends. One last outing, one last hoorah before college started. And she's murdered. The front steps of your home, you're murdered. Guess whose DNA is found under Tricia's fingernails? Yep, the Hollywood Ripper, the boy next door, Michael Gargiulo. So all of this is weird. All of this is crazy. They didn't know what to think of this. Everybody was kind of stumped. So you have a case that happened in 1993, and they look the same, y'all. They look exactly the same. Ashley and Tricia's murders are very similar. They're both late at night. They're both Blitz-style murders. They're both very controlled, multiple stab wounds to the chest, breast areas, tons of rage. Both victims were young and beautiful. Nothing was taken, no sexual assault. And guess what? Michael Gargiulo lives a block from both victims. So he is like in the vicinity, he is around. But why is he just murdering these women with such rage? What happened to him? Because there's no sexual assault, there's no burglary, there's nothing taken. It's not like he spent hours with them. It just happened. And at this point, he's just a suspect. People suspect him, but they can't place him there. They can't put Michael Gargiulo there, but he is always the prime suspect. 2003, Michael Gargiulo is arrested for the murder of Tricia Carpaccio, but because Tricia Carpaccio and Michael Gargiulo were hanging out with each other 2 days before her murder, his DNA could be under her fingernails, said a friend. And they still can't tie Michael Gargiulo to Ashley Ellerin case all the way, so they have to allow the prime suspect, a possible serial killer, go free. So he's just roaming the streets of LA. Over the next several years, he bounces around LA doing odd jobs here and there. But remember, a serial killer cannot go without killing. I'm sorry. Look, I'm getting aggravated right now. Okay? A serial killer gets away with a murder. Just gets away with it, right? Thinks they get away with it. In my opinion now, you murder someone, you hurt someone, just leave your driver's license, because technology, DNA, everything is so awesome now. You're not getting away with murder. That's just my opinion. But I'm just going to say this right here, okay? Right now. Serial killers, they have to feed. They have to prey on their victims. They have to look. They cannot just go to sleep and say, oh, I did it. I killed somebody. I'm moving on with my life. I just wanted to know. No, you are a true sociopath. You're a psychopath. You want to do it next. And because you didn't get caught, just like the Ted Bundys, just like the Charles Mansons, just like the Derek Tilleys, they're going to keep doing it to feed their addiction. It is an addiction. And Michael Gargiulo, no matter what, he was going to kill again, which he does. What happens on December 1st of 2005 in the town of El Monte, 25 miles east of Hollywood, a 32-year-old mother for Maria Bruno is found brutally murdered. Maria and her husband had just separated, and she had just moved into her apartment the week prior to her murder. Maria had been stabbed 20 times and her throat was severely and viciously cut, and the body had been posed. The cops did find a surgical booty outside of Maria's apartment. Now, to get into Maria's apartment, just like a lot of apartment complexes and condos, you have to have a code or a device because it was a gated community. So whoever got into Maria's place actually had to have some kind of access to that place. Now, I know what y'all thinking, just like I am. You could know someone in the apartment complex. The gate could accidentally be opened and you come in from behind the car and it won't close. But you had to have known this place. I don't think it would be someone just driving by and just say, hopefully the gate's open. Hopefully I meet a beautiful woman that I could do something to. So they knew whoever killed beautiful 32-year-old mother for Maria Bruno had to have been familiar with the apartment complex because they got in. And for her to be stabbed over 20 times, it viciously, throat slit. It's a horrible, violent crime. And my heart goes out to those 4 children every single day because they lost their mother when they didn't have to. Now, it was said that Maria had an encounter with a man around the same time she was moving all her stuff in, and she was bringing boxes in, and she turned around, there was a man standing there, and she kind of was like, get out, what are you doing here? And he kind of walked away. But she did have an encounter with someone. And it was said that Mike Gargiulo maybe lived around the area or in the apartment complex and had been watching Maria. They found the surgical booty. They couldn't place anybody in the apartment. They couldn't find any DNA inside the apartment or Maria, but they did find DNA on that surgical booty. Now we're going to fast forward to April 28th of 2008 in Santa Monica when a 911 call comes in from 26-year-old Michelle Murphy. She had just been attacked and escaped her attacker. It was around 11:30. She had been woken up by someone plunging a knife in her. She did everything she could. She was sleeping with her window open. It was a beautiful California night. And all of a sudden, she's getting attacked and stabbed. She fights off. He cuts her. She has stab wounds all over her. He cuts himself. Well, she's fighting back. She's doing everything she can to survive, which we all should do. I don't care how big or small your attacker is. We all need to fight back when someone is attacking her. Well, she needs him right in the safety deposit box. He falls out of the bed. He stands up and says, I'm sorry, and runs out of the condo. Now, which is kind of weird to me Because normally, in a lot of cases, and I know a lot of cases, the killer just keeps going. They want to attack. They want to feed that need, because even though he was the suspect in Maria Bruno's murder, he still had the need to kill and attack with no sexual assault, with no burglary, with nothing. He was watching these women, and it's like he put them on this pedestal and said, I want them, but I want them dead. Now, Michelle Murphy did escape her attacker. She was brutally just attacked, violently attacked, but there was blood all over her condo, and there was DNA there. She did not get a good look at her attacker, but she knew that she had been violently attacked and wanted to put whoever attacked her away so they couldn't hurt or kill again. And guess what? On June 6th of 2008, they run that DNA, and who does it come back to? Michael Thomas Gargiulo, and he is arrested for attempted murder of Michelle Murphy. Now, when they arrest him, y'all, okay, when they go to his house, there are these googly dolls everywhere. There's not like pictures on the wall. There's these like crazy looking dolls. I don't know how to describe it, that he has hanging on the walls. And they're looking around, and they're searching, and they go up in the attic where he used to live. This is not a place that he hadn't lived there in a while. But when they go in the attic to this other place that he used to live, when they go push up the attic, right at the edge of the attic is a bag. And what's in the bag? A surgical booty. Just like the surgical booty, the other one, just one surgical booty, found at the crime scene of Maria Bruno. Cops are saying to themselves, we got our guy. We got the Hollywood Ripper. We have the serial killer. We have the boy next door. But is he capable? Is he the killer? Is there enough evidence to charge him with Trisha Carpaccio, Ashley Ellerin, Maria Bruno? They already got him for the attempted murder on 26-year-old Michelle Murphy. But did the Hollywood Ripper murder the other three ladies? My final thought, I know I always come to y'all with my final thought. My final thought is, I think that Michael Thomas Gargiulo was always a killer. I think he always had a mean streak in him. I think he wanted to kill, and I think he had a desire to kill. And the reason why I think he's going to be found guilty of Trisha Carpaccio's murder is because he did, in fact, know Trisha Carpaccio. He played football with her brother, Doug. I mean, he knew a lot of the victims that he stalked, he had encounters with. Now, I don't know if he had an encounter with Michelle Murphy. It was never said. But I think that he stalked them and he wanted to do something to them. But I want y'all to leave in the comments below and tell me, why do y'all think the only thing that Michael Gargiulo did was murder his victims? Why do you think there was no sexual assault? Why do y'all think there was no burglary? Why do you think there was nothing taken from these victims? It was strictly just kind of a thrill kill. What made him do these things? That's why I think that he always had this rage in him. I mean, to beat up your own father and break a table over your sister's back, I think he always had this rage. And a lot of people said that he was a violent person. He even had this track record of being violent. So I think that he absolutely, in fact, committed these murders. I think he is where he needs to be, in jail. And I think he will be, in my opinion, convicted of killing the beautiful 18-year-old Trisha Carpaccio, and her family can finally get the justice that they need and they deserve. And I want all of y'all to stay safe. I want all of y'all to be aware of y'all surroundings. And remember, lock y'all doors. Get the Ring cameras. Always be on the lookout for something. Even if you go down the road for a walk, bring something. you know, always have some sort of protection. Mace, y'all can always message me and I can give y'all some advice of what to do. But please always stay safe and always look around. And the person next door, the person who comes to your parties like Michael Gargiulo did, could be a killer. Always be aware of who you are around, because you never know who could be stalking you, who could be watching you, who could be looking at you from a distance. And I'm guilty of it. And being a YouTuber, I'm sure there are people out there that are scared to come out as a YouTuber. You know, people ask me all the time, Anne Marie, are you afraid that somebody's stalking you or watching you? And it could happen. It could happen. But as long as you know what's going on around you and you're safe and you're always protected, just do that for me. Always protect yourself. Thank y'all again for supporting me. And I hope that y'all like this video. And I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen. Thank y'all again. I love y'all so much. Stay safe out there. Bye.